So now I think it's time for the bit that everyone has been on the edge of their seat waiting for.
Yep, they have, Liam. We're going to talk about...
Culture swap.
Swap my culture. Didn't cock that one up.
So what are we doing?
Liam, this time we watched the Faith Films movie, Sunday School Musical.
Which was recommended to us by Tom.
Yep, Tom Hogan, friend of the show.
We do have an email from him.
Should we do that now?
Well, let's do... We've got why he recommended it, and then we've got his review. So, should we do the why first and the review later?
Yeah.
So he starts this email. Hello to my favourite podcast host and the other one.
Assumedly, that's you and me.
Assumedly?
You being the favourite.
Would you say so?
No, I think I'm probably his favourite.
That's what I thought. And I was...
No, it's 100% meant to be you.
Oh, that's all right then. I'm happy with that email. Thank you, Tom. Here are my thoughts on the movie, and that's in quotation marks, Sunday School Musical. I decided to recommend this film because I know Liam likes High School the Musical, and this looks similar. I also had previous knowledge of asylum films, and that may have influenced my choice a little.
Yeah.
So that's why. We also had, when we posted on Twitter that this is what we were doing, we did have some people respond.
What did they say?
I'm just finding it now. Fucking Twitter is so difficult for, finding shit. Oh, no, never mind. That's not in relation to that. We had a tweet from... Well, first we had one from Tom, where we announced... I put a picture on Twitter of me holding the Sunday School Musical DVD cover.
Yep.
And I just said, this is all Tom's fault. Tagged him in it.
Yep.
And he said, oh boy. Someone else responded, Markus, at the Marco guy, all capitals, ah ha 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 ha. I am so sorry I couldn't help it.
Yep.
And I also asked the question, because on the DVD it's got a 15 rating.
Yes. Yeah, the one you bought has a 15 rating.
I think I've figured out why.
Okay. Oh, that's good, because I wanted to figure that out with you.
I looked on the BBFC website.
Yep.
And Sunday School Musical is a U rating. Universal, suitable for everyone.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of that would therefore cause this to be a 15 is the special features include trailers to other asylum films.
Oh, wow. So they put their trailers in, and it bumped up the DVD to a 15.
That's the only other reason I can think of.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. So
why would they have done that? What a stupid decision on their part.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys, I love them.
So, let's get into it, shall we? Sunday School Musical.
Is it Sunday School Musical or Sunday School the Musical?
Okay, IMDb says Sunday School Musical.
Yes.
Certain posters say Sunday School Musical. My DVD cover says Sunday School the Musical.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah,
I don't understand
not
the inconsistency.
Necessarily, yeah, not exactly consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. We are going to give spoilers to Sunday School Musical. So, if you're kind of... you want to see it...
Yeah, if this has been on your wish list.
Yep. Maybe just give that a watch before you listen to the rest, because we are going to spoil... I mean, okay, so here's the story. In a nutshell, you got the main character, Zachary, who is in a choir. His mum gets laid off at work, so they've got to move across town. He's got to go to a new school, and that school has a kind of a competing choir in the state. And I guess the central dilemma is, should he join this new choir? Because he's a talented guy, you know? And how will his old choir feel about such rash decisions? Meanwhile, the old choir is experiencing its own financial problems and is in risk of being shut down.
Yeah.
So
the issue with the story that you've just described there, Liam, is that sounds more interesting than the story of Sunday School Musical.
Yeah, well, I'm just
saying...
saying...
Like, what you said is all true.
Yeah.
But you just described a better film than what they made.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if someone was curious, and that got them thinking, oh, well, fucking love Christianity, and I love choirs, I like, you know, they might be like me, they like coming-of-age stuff. Maybe I've just sold them on watching this.
If you have, I feel bad for them.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because you're not going to enjoy it.
No, here's the thing. It genuinely wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Oh, no. It's not as bad as it could have been, but it is not a good film.
No, like, if we're going to be honest, High School Musical is in a league of its own.
Well...
Compared to Sunday School Musical.
Yes, But that's, I mean, if you compared two films, then yeah, they probably both would end up in a league of their own.
Yeah. I don't really know how to talk about this film, Jack, because...
Okay, well, all right, I've got a place to... Let's just start, right?
Yeah.
So, the film opens, right?
Yeah.
On a singing competition between 3 choirs.
Is that... No, that's not the open, is it? The open is this awful song about crossroads and stuff, isn't it? Or am I getting myself confused?
No, that's after, isn't it? I can't remember.
I know that with him, like, walking.
No. Oh... Yeah, he walks down the street.
Yeah, and he has a little song.
Yeah, and then they go to the competition. I mean, that first song's not that important. I don't care.
It's not, but the point being, the first, 15 minutes of the film had me really worried that I would be hating all of this. Because I hated the first song, and I hated all of the stuff at the choir competition.
Yeah, the songs actually do get better as this film goes on.
Yeah.
But anyways, right, so my issue, that I'm trying to get to here, Liam.
Yeah.
Is when they're at this first choir competition.
Yeah.
It's regional.
Yes.
And there are 3 teams entered.
Yeah.
And one of those teams doesn't show up.
No, because food poisoning.
But, the idea that you would have this regional contest to see who's the best, which 2 teams get through.
Yeah.
So effectively you're just cutting 1 team.
Yeah, but so the whole point of that is, so you've got Zachary's, old choir, if you will.
Yeah,
who are really good.
Amazing.
Then you've got the other choir, who are awful.
Yeah.
And I think that competition is to show how deliberately awful they are.
Yeah, but that's a very sort of heavy-handed way of doing that.
Yeah, it is.
Because they could have made that choir not as bad as they were, because they are for a choir that suddenly becomes good later.
Yeah,
they have no talent.
I think you're being quite liberal with the word "good" there.
Yeah, well, this film's idea of good.
Yeah, that's better, I guess.
Yeah.
But.
There's also some weird scenes in there, there's an old lady who, when one of them is the person running the contest is like, oh, well, the other choir's not here yet, so we'll just wait for them. And then a little old lady in the front points at her watch and mouths the word bingo.
Yeah, that's right, yes.
And she's like, oh, well, we've got bingo after this, so actually we'll just get this choir who are here to sing next, right?
Yep.
Why was that not the plan anyway when the choir hadn't shown up? Why did it have to be in the order they were doing it in? Just go, oh, that choir's not here, so you'll go next. Yeah. If they turn up in time, you go. That's logical.
There are a few logical inconsistencies in this film. Do you know what? We could easily sit here and point them out.
That's what I want to do, Liam.
I just feel like it's a bit mean-spirited.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, I have a lot of respect for this film.
Why?
Because it's not easy to make a film. And I believe we read in a review or something when we talked about it last time that this was made in 14 days. And I have to give anyone that can turn a film around in 14 days and it to be, not great, but watchable at least. That's impressive to me. Alright, can we talk about Candice Lakota, who played Savannah?
Yes, she's...
How big is her forehead? No.
Let's not pick on the fucking actors in this film. Because, in all seriousness, these guys are people who have done, except for Crystal Connor, who played Andrea, who has been in other things, and a couple of other ones. A lot of these people had one fucking chance, and they, for some reason, burnt it on Sunday School Musical.
Do you know what it feels like to me? There's that company that did, Rebecca Black's Friday, where you go with them with a bunch of money and they just make something shit.
Yeah.
It almost feels like that's what the actors have done, but instead of music with a movie. They're like, I just want to be in a movie. I don't care how good it is. And they've ended up in
I feel like Asylum and Faith reach out to, people who are just starting their acting careers.
Yeah.
Or haven't had the big shot yet. And they're like, look, we've got a film.
Yeah.
We're going to put you in it. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm starring in a film. And then it turns out it's this film. And you're like, oh, shit.
The thing is, I do feel like the cast do kind of try. I don't feel like there's anyone in it that isn't pulling their weight.
No, there's not any particularly terrible acting.
No, there's just
there's
not any
a couple
good.
of bad things.
Yeah,
but overall, the acting isn't terrible.
Yeah, and I think genuinely a lot of the problems of this film are literally just because of the time constraints that they were working within.
But that is a start. The thing is, right? The problems with this film being that.
Yeah.
That's Asylum making that decision, right?
Yeah, no, I get that, but what I'm saying is, I think that there is enough, talent and skill and stuff that if they'd have been given a little extra time, the film would have benefited from it. It's
I think it would have benefited, but I don't think it would have been better.
No. But I do feel like the vast majority of the issues do come down to the time they had to like turn this around. So things like script inconsistencies, I'm guessing something like this, they're probably writing the script as they're making it.
Yeah, I can't even imagine there's a script.
Well, I imagine there's a rough outline.
Yeah, they all turn up on the first day and the guy goes, you're in a choir contest, figure it out.
Yeah. And they're like, well, why can't we wait for the other team? And he goes, well, this lady here wants to play bingo.
She goes, I get a line.
Yeah, I feel like it is that kind of like spontaneity with decision making that you don't really want in a good film, because good films require an awful lot of planning.
Yeah.
So honestly, when Candice Lakota started singing in that opening choir sequence, and they're being very deliberately awful,
yeah,
it's quite clear she's supposed to be like your female lead, and I was like, oh Jesus, this is going to be a painful watch. But by the end, I was 100% rooting for her and Zach to get together.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I was on board with the Savannah character until there was a specific bit, where they sort of like, because the like character choices they'd made with her were like the character that she's portraying is like this sort of nice girl who's got some of her own problems. Like you find out her mum's dead.
Yeah, and there was a bit of time when I was like, are they actually going to go and kill the mum, or is she just like divorced? It's not. There was a moment where it wasn't too clear until it becomes very clear. Yeah. They very specifically like say, oh, mum's dead. Yeah.
But like, so like all these choices they're making for this character, like she's not an interesting character, but she is a character.
I feel like you could say that about all of them.
Yeah, true. But then you meet her dad, who's Pastor Joe.
He was really awful. Like, considering
he's like my favourite character in this film.
Why?
That's because I love what they decided to do with him.
Pastor Joe.
He's just like, I don't understand.
The thing is,
they make him like this really. His whole thing is he's just sort of like super nice about everything.
Yeah, and normally in films like this, you kind of expect the kid actors to not be great, and it's always a bit of a relief when the adult actors come along, because you're like, okay, cool, they know what they're doing.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. I did not get that impression from Mark Hengst.
But there's a specific bit which involves him where you've had all this sort of nice stuff with Savannah.
Yeah.
And then she's in her room crying about something or upset. I can't remember what she's upset about.
She's frustrated, I think. I don't know why, but is it when she's studying?
Yeah, I think it's just stress.
Yeah, and also having a dead mum.
Yeah, but then like she calls Pastor Joe, her father, to her room.
Yeah.
And then when he comes to her room, she just gets very angry at him and tells him to leave.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, oh, Savannah's kind of a dickhead.
No, she's a teenager.
Yeah, no, but you're blindsided. You're not blindsided. You're just blind to teenage characters because your assumption is anyone below the age of 18? Maybe 19?
No, probably 21.
Anyone below the age of 21, you just immediately think they're dicks, no matter what.
Yeah, because
so when one of those characters is nice and then becomes a dick, you're like, oh, they're a teenager.
They don't understand the precious gift of youth that they're just wasting.
But my point is, they make this character like this sort of nice character.
Yeah.
And then have her just sort of be a dick to her dad.
Yeah, but her dad was a bit of a wet blanket.
Yeah, but that's not what she's angry about.
No, I know, but I put it this way. I was happy when she got rid of him because I was just sick of seeing him on the screen.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, like I genuinely, I liked her. And I did like the chemistry she had with Chris Chapman, who played Zachary. Because they do start off a bit like hostile towards each other, and then over the course of the film, those things break down. Also quite progressive, I feel. Like, definitely something that you don't get in High School Musical is to have like an interracial like relationship. Okay,
that brings up an issue that I have with this film.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually an issue that's in the film.
Okay.
But to me, right?
Yeah.
There was definitely a sort of weird, almost like racial like element to this film.
Yeah,
that was kind of weird.
Okay, I read another review that pointed this out, which was basically, if I'm following you down the right path here, they were saying it's very bad / racist that all of the characters from the like urban side of town, which is where the first choir is, are a lot more talented than all of the Caucasian characters from the, I guess, like richer east side of town. Yeah,
it's not even just that though. It's the fact that like the rich posh school is just white people,
Yeah, until
And I was
Zachary
like,
shows
really?
up.
Are you telling me that there's not anyone of any ethnic people in this school?
Yeah.
And why is Zach not pointing? Why is Zach not like, Jesus, you guys have a problem?
Yeah, no, I think that's a valid kind of thing to point out. As I think it's valid in that it's a problem.
Yeah.
Again, a part of me does wonder: is that just down to they couldn't get a very wide cast? Like, I'm not trying to defend the film,
No, yeah.
but I'm just wondering, like, are there logistical reasons behind it that kind of got in the way of the creativeness? I mean, I'm using that word loosely.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a thing that I sort of noticed and was like, is this weird and sort of not okay?
Yeah. There was one character that truly did annoy me, and I don't know if she was supposed to.
Okay.
But Crystal Connor, who played Andrea,
Yeah.
is she supposed to be a bitch?
I think they were trying... I don't think they were trying to make her just seem like a dick. I think they were trying to make her points valid.
Yeah, but so
They're not.
you have the first, I think, passable song, and it's like it's between her and Zachary, and
In Your Shoes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's where he's telling her, "Oh, I've got to move town," and
Yeah.
all she cares about is, "Well, what does that mean for the choir? I can't believe you're abandoning us." And it's like, look, love, cool it, pump those brakes. He can't help the fact that his mum's been laid off and his dad's away in the army. It's not his fault.
Yeah. She's 100% in that scene, and for most of the film, completely a dick to Zach.
Yeah.
But the bit that, like, they make a point of, because they're like, oh, Zach's moving across the town, he can't get there. And
Yeah.
he very specifically says it's a 40-minute journey.
Yeah.
He proceeds to make that journey a number of times in this film.
He does.
And I was a bit like, me and Tom both said, we were like, well, if that's such an issue, he's doing it quite a lot, and it doesn't seem like it's that bad. Maybe he should have just stayed in the first choir.
I guess, yeah. They had a rooftop set that they did quite like to go back to. Again, not trying to defend the film, but I guess you could sort of say, well, they are clearly, like, he's had to move in with his aunt. They clearly don't have a lot of expendable cash. So, public transport to travel to the other side of town, maybe he could only do it, like, the amount of times we see in the film, but he couldn't have done it anymore because it would just cost
possibly.
money, potentially. I just really feel like, considering Andrea, and there's an Asian guy, and I don't know, is it Trevor?
Possibly.
I don't know what his name is, but they're supposed to be like his buddies, right? Because
they seem to be portrayed as his, like, BFFs.
Yeah, and they both just turn on him very quickly.
Yes.
Through a fault that is entirely out of his own hands.
Yep, 100%.
Which, it's just, they're not good friends.
No, not at all. They were just using him for his singing and dancing.
Can I also point out one of the scenes that really made me cringe? When they're walking back from choir and they're doing, like, an impromptu rap thing.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's a bit like I think it's on Jimmy Fallon, where he'll, like, have a word and he tries to get, like, I think they had Lin-Manuel Miranda on there, and it's like freestyle rap and they picked out words. Amazing when Lin-Manuel Miranda does it. Not so good when Sunday School Musical has a pop doing a rap that includes the word manhole.
Did he even say manhole in his rap?
I think he did.
Did he? Okay.
I think he did.
Because I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell. And at the end I was like, did he play the game properly?
I think he did, yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember what word he gives her to try and do.
Yeah, but she does not do well.
No, she doesn't. But
which is another weird, like, bit of character development. They sort of establish Andrea can't rap, which never comes up in the film as a plot point.
No. Maybe they were just trying to break racial stereotypes.
Oh, God. Was there, Liam?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Was there anything in this film
Yeah.
that was good?
Yeah.
Okay. Lay it out for me.
It's easy. I can tell you now. Miles was brilliant.
Yep, fair.
Robert Akinapura?
Akinapura, yeah.
Akinapura, something like that. I'm sure he'll let his people get in touch if we've got that wrong.
Yep.
No, I genuinely thought Miles was like, really good. He was given a difficult role. I guess he was supposed to be sort of like the Sharpay of this film. To do it in, like, High School Musical terms. But, yeah, he's not like a rich, spoiled kid in that extent. He's just, like... I thought he was a very believable character in that he kind of saw himself as, like, the head of his choir and didn't really like having clearly someone more talented than him be introduced to it.
Yeah.
And I think my favourite song is the one between him and Savannah, You're Not the Boss.
It just started playing in my head, yeah.
Which, that is one of the songs that I actually think does have some good choreography in it.
It has some good choreography.
Yeah, that's what I said.
There are some interesting, not ideal ones.
Yeah. But yeah, that was one of the songs that I did really enjoy, and I did quite like his like character arc.
Yeah, does he redeem himself at the end? Does he have?
Yeah. He welcomes the others in, and there's a scene where he's pretending he's going to be all like bullshitty to them, and then he like taps them on the shoulder, and they all have a big laugh.
Oh right, yeah.
That's his character redemption.
Oh, good.
He touched them. I have to admit,
Yeah.
like while I am a godless heathen, and I didn't particularly appreciate the Christianity.
Did this film help you
messages.
find Jesus?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
But I will say I didn't think they pushed the God agenda as much as I was worrying they would before I watched it.
No, well, my sort of pet theory on it is that this Faith Films company isn't really. Then I feel like they're not made up of a bunch of hardcore Christians trying to sell Christian films. I think it's probably more like they see a market for these sort of
they
Christian takes.
go. That's a group of gullible people. Let's make movies.
Probably not that, Liam.
Oh, what? Sorry.
You're not gullible if you believe in God.
Okay.
I mean, here's my issue with that, Liam, is when atheists try and push... I'm not
atheist
at all. What are you?
Agnostic.
Okay, so am I.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There's no point dissing other people's religions. People can believe what they want. Don't affect us.
No, they can, but I can also think
doesn't
they're
make them
gullible for
gullible
believing that. Well, I can still think they are.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, like, to me, it would make sense, right? Having that attitude behind, like, if you think of the way Asylum approaches things, 100% I feel like that would be the way they would approach setting up this Faith Film Company thing. Going, what? Because if you think their other, like, mockbusters is, well, we're going to get the older generation who are a bit gullible and won't do their research, so they'll buy into this thing thinking it's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You could then apply that same logic to, well, this is a group of gullible people that are going to just lap up this religious stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think it's... I think that the way you're phrasing it doesn't sound right. Because I think what it is more... like, from what we know...
Yeah.
Or from what I've seen of, like, the American sort of stricter Christian cultures...
Yeah.
Right? I think it's more like parents who are like, well, I'm not letting my kid watch High School Musical.
Yeah, there's too much sex and violence in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably a market of people like that
yeah.
who then see something like Sunday School Musical and go, oh, this is the Christian version, I'll buy that. I think that's who they're targeting.
I just will not let my child watch the special features and the trailers.
Yeah, I won't buy the 15 version.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
See what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think the way you phrased it sounded very...
obviously I'm jesting. If we have listeners who are into God and stuff, I'm actually a bit envious, to be honest. Like, I wish I could believe in it, because I do feel like it must give you a lot of peace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to let you go on this weird religion tangent.
No, genuinely, I am envious, because I wish I could get behind that idea. Like, to me, it's terrifying. Like, genuinely, like, keeps me up at night. The thought of when I die, that's it. It's nothing. It's just done. I 100% wish I could get behind the, like, yeah, God's a friend of mine, and when I'm dead, I'm off to heaven, and the good times keep coming sort of thing.
Okay.
So, if anyone listening is religious, I wanted to know that my feelings towards that do come from a place of envy.
Okay.
Margaret, played by Amy Ganser.
Yes. Interesting character.
Little shy girl, doesn't like to sing very much.
Yep.
At some point, has a makeover in the big finale.
Yeah.
Nothing's made of it.
No.
I thought it was going to be a plot point. I wondered if it was like a cut scene, and then I thought, to be honest, they probably aren't filming extra scenes to cut. So
that's true.
I also wonder, potentially, is this something that they wanted to do but ran out of time?
I feel like it was them trying to use the sort of trope of the nerdy shy girl
getting a makeover,
having a makeover and becoming popular sort of thing.
It annoys me that trope is basically take your glasses off, slap some makeup on, we'll do your hair.
Oh yeah, no, it's fucking ridiculous and offensive.
Offensive to who?
To nerds and shy people. Like, because there's a whole segment of the population who are that, and that message, when they put on the makeup and take off the glasses and they look like the traditional hot person, right?
Oh yeah,
that's offensive to me, in that I'm like, you can be an attractive
all the makeup
girl
in the
who wears
world ain't helping
glasses.
you, Jack.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Liam. I'm saying it's offensive in that it implies that there is this like standard of beauty that people have to achieve, right?
Yeah.
I think you can be an attractive person without having to conform to that traditional Hollywood attractive girl.
Yeah. It's harder.
So that annoys me. It also is lazy in this film.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just them being like, look, she's changed.
Yeah. I did like her, though.
Yeah, I mean, the character doesn't say much.
No, but I really like the scene where so Zachary goes to the new choir and they're all down on their luck and they're like, oh man, we're just not good enough. We're not going to win. We need some talent. And Savannah sort of like sweet talks Zachary into coming to help, and he kind of helps them like loosen up a bit. And there's a song which I can't remember the name of.
No, I know what song you mean though.
Yeah. Is it Better With You, or is that like the end one? That's the end one, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know, to be honest, but there was definitely a song. Or is it All Over Me?
I've got no idea, Liam.
I think whatever. He basically helps them learn how to be talented.
Yeah, which it turns out they sort of were all along.
Yeah, and there's a really good scene where Margaret's got like some maracas or something, and she's just shaking them and loving life. So, also, we've got to talk about Charlie.
Which one's Charlie?
Charlie's the one with the secret harmonica.
Oh, of course.
Just bust that out. Plays a little tune.
As you do. He's just done a hard bit of practice in choir.
Yeah. I mean,
busts out his harmonica, has a little play.
I think we've all been there where we took our harmonica to school.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, here's the thing, right? There's definitely another film that could be made called We're Not Part of the Choir, Sunday School Musical.
Yeah. Is that where all the extras just avoid eye contact with the camera, the cast, and everything whenever there's a song and dance number?
No, it's where the real popular kids in the school
right
get together and are like, what are the choir doing? Why are they doing this? Why does that kid bring a harmonica in?
Yeah.
Not even like bullyingly, just another group
confused.
of people being like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I get that. The school did seem to have quite a small population.
It has, about 10 people.
Yeah, if that.
Including the choir.
Yeah, and the teachers.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Of which there's one.
And it's their Bible studies teacher.
Yeah, of course.
There's the home ec teacher as well.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Was it a guy?
Yeah, it was a guy.
Oh, I can't remember.
Again, progressive.
Oh, yeah, very good.
No, this movie does have elements that can be seen as progressive.
Oh, sure.
A lot of, like, egg cracking.
Yeah, and sort of just generally weird things with egg cracking and...
Well, that was clearly right. So, okay, let's put on our Jason and Lee hats and look deeper into this. I think you could say that the egg cracking was to symbolise the sexual tension between them and how... so Savannah is clearly a virgin, right? So her egg is intact. And Zachary, that's a bit more ambiguous, you know? He is Christian, but he's also come from the rough side of town. And he clearly wants to crack her egg.
I don't think Jason and Lee would have read that from that film.
I don't think anyone would have, to be honest.
No!
But, I mean... It's one reading you could have.
No, I think they were all good Christian kids. And they were all virgins.
They do have a kiss at the end, which was a bit like...
risque.
I was sort of flustered.
They aren't even married, Liam.
I know, and... kissing.
That would have been such a good ending if instead of a final kiss, he'd proposed.
That would have been brilliant. Or not even proposed, like a promise ring.
Yeah.
That would have been very fitting.
Oh, I'd have been so on board.
And that's one of the key things, I think, that makes watching this film fun, is it's very easy to spot room for improvements.
Yeah. I mean, most of the film is a room for improvement.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe that's the angle we should have took at the beginning. Instead of going down the bullying route, we should have gone, how could we improve this film?
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe if we ever do another Asylum film at some point, maybe, side project, who knows?
Who knows?
We could take a different approach. I did like the song... Okay, so here's huge spoilers. So cover your ears if you're worried. It gets to a point where Zach and Savannah decide to unite the new choir with the old choir. Because the old choir lose their church. They can't afford it anymore. There's $10,000 prize dollars money riding on this state championship.
Yep.
And obviously they wanted to enter it to get that money to help support the church. Which at one point, they do mention that to like the lady that owns the church, I guess. And she's like, nah, that won't be enough. It would help a little bit, but it won't be enough.
It's also... No, but she also specifically says early on that the amount of money they need is 10,000.
Yeah. But when they're like, what if we got this prize money? I definitely recall her saying, nah, it will help for a little bit, but it won't be enough.
Yeah, true. Yeah, she does.
Zachary and Savannah decide to join choirs. and it's like radical move. They're like, we'll get all the talent from the urban choir into our choir.
Yeah, do you remember which choir's called what? Because it's Crossroads and
There's
something
Crossroads,
else.
and I don't know what the other one's called.
Yeah. Sorry, Karen.
It's quite a boring name if I.
Oh yeah,
right.
definitely.
We should have made more notes.
Oh, 100%.
But I was just kind of watching it in a way like I started watching it in a way that was like, this is going to be awful, and by the end was like, it's not bad. Like the next day, I'm not going to lie, I was watching some of the songs on YouTube, which I think is a sign of a good musical.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
So yeah, they unite. I did like the song where they united. Again, though, you had Andrea just being a bitch.
Yeah, is that when she's like she's accepted, and then she's still like
she's still being a bitch? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like throwing her toys out the pram, and I really hated her as a character.
Yeah,
I don't think I was supposed to.
No. I think you were meant to be like, poor Andrea.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was the way, if that was an actress choice or a script choice.
No, I feel like it was probably poor script writing.
Okay. What did you think about the big finale then? So you've got our new super choir, right?
Yeah.
Who are competing. And there's another choir who have won for the last however many years running.
Just, so many, Liam.
So many.
And they're like the cool choir.
Are they, though?
They're the talk of the town, Liam.
They are, but they also looked a bit like... No, I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Never mind.
Okay. So my problem with that bit...
Yeah.
...is they do the whole, like... Because that choir betrays the Crossroads and whatever.
Which isn't very Christian.
No, not at all. Also, here's an issue. I know I've been very good about not being nitpicky, Liam, since you complained.
Yeah.
Right? But I am going to nitpick this, because it's ridiculous.
Okay.
Right? Basically, that sort of villain choir says, I don't know if you knew, to the organisers. They say, we're not sure if you realised, but that's actually two choirs.
Yeah.
And the officials have a little discussion and then go to Crossroads and whatever and say, actually, you can't compete because you're two choirs. Right?
Yeah.
When they entered as the two choirs, which we know they did because they went and picked up their thing at the beginning and they said the name of their choir, which is two names.
Yeah.
They could have, at some point in that process, an official should have gone, I think these are the two choirs that were meant to be coming up from regionals.
Not only that, but they also make a big point about the fact that Margaret has read the entire rule book and there is nowhere that says that you can't do that. So for them to start making rules up on the fly, I feel they should have gone, fuck, okay, next year we'll definitely add that to the rule book, you can't do that, but this year we're going to have to let that slide because...
Yeah, because it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt very bullshitty.
Yeah, I think it was just, they were like, we need to amp the drama.
Why write in the line of Margaret reading the rules?
Yeah, exactly. Or even just like cut that scene. If you then later on decide, oh wait, this
actually,
is you cut that scene.
So weird.
Yeah.
But also it wasn't so that the like actual like film problems with that bit, right? It was all a bit bullshitty with the because they basically get told they say to the judges, look, we don't want to compete to win.
Yeah, we just want to perform.
Yeah, we just fucking love singing so much.
We love Jesus and God so much that we have to show that love in a public space so Jesus and God can watch us.
Exactly. So they get to compete and they get told, well, look, you can do it, but you can't. You're not going to win. You won't win. We're not going to even consider you for winning and getting the money, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they sing a beautiful song and the villain choir are so moved by the music.
Oh, yeah,
that when they win, they're like, you know what?
You're the real winners today.
You're the real winners. But they don't get the prize money still.
No, I thought they did give them the money.
Did they give them the money as well?
Yeah, because then they give the money to the lady that owns the church, and she's like, suddenly...
Oh, you're right, yeah. Sorry,
suddenly she's done a U-turn, and she's like, this is enough to keep the church open. You've saved the church.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're right.
And now, I wouldn't put someone...
Why did the villain choir report him in the first place?
Yeah, the other thing is, I wouldn't put someone who is clearly that irresponsible with finances in charge of running a church.
Oh, no, 100% no.
But yeah, back to the villain choir.
Yeah.
Again, it felt like they were trying to amp the drama, but you could see how it was going to end, like a mile away.
Yep.
I've decided, Jack, I've had a change of heart. I want to have like a nitpicky amnesty where you go in and you do your nitpickings, because I'm just curious what you've found.
Well, it was the stuff I said about the villain choir.
Is it? No, but
or do you mean
for the
overall?
whole film? The whole film.
Oh, the whole film?
Yeah. I just want like, if we could just do like you just reel through the list of nitpicks.
I don't have a list.
Oh, I thought you did.
No! It was just little things here and there that were very confusing. Well, okay, the Bible studies teacher.
Yeah.
She looks a lot like the lady that points out bingo, to the
Okay.
point where me and Tom genuinely spent half the film being like, why is the bingo lady in charge of the choir, and
got you.
also why was she trying to get the thing to wrap up?
No, but I guess right, you're teaching Bible studies. It would make sense that you go to church.
Yeah, but why bingo?
She fucking loves bingo, Jack.
All right, fair enough. The way Zachary sort of turns his grades round and passes.
Well, that's with Savannah's help.
Yeah, which is
She
ridiculous. 'cause
probably
doesn't help
teaches
that
him
much.
that little rhyme that her dad taught her, so it all ties in.
Yeah, true. Other things. Zachary's brother and the dance scene. What's that about? Don't need that.
Yeah,
Didn't
that
care.
was... What was that? I thought that would come back at some point. It doesn't.
Yeah, no, not at all. Just one-off scene. Zachary teaches his younger brother to do a pop and lock move.
Yeah.
And then the family laugh.
Yeah.
Why did Zachary's dad come back at the end? What was that about?
I think, again...
Where are they going to live? Are they all living in the aunt's house?
Yes.
Insane.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions. But again, I think that's where we look at this in a different light, where we say, well, these are all rooms for improvement.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I think what would have been a more powerful ending, right, is Zach's dad does come back, but only Zach can see him.
He's a ghost.
He's died at war, and
Man, that would have been so good.
and because Zach was such a good singer and dancer,
His dad came back.
God was like, I'll let you see your dad before I have him.
Oh, that would have been. Or imagine that scene at the end. Zachary runs up to his mum and he's like, "Oh, I saw Dad. Dad was watching. Where is he?"
and
his
she's
mum's
like, she's dead. I just found out
She's
this morning.
dead?
He's dead.
"Oh, sorry."
Just found out this morning. He's gone.
Yeah. So that's improvement number 1. Dead ghost dad. Improvement number 2. Andrea dies.
Oh, wait a second. Back to Dead Ghost Dad.
Yep.
That
sorry.
needs to be a sequel.
Called Sunday School the Musical. Dead Ghost Dad.
Yeah, where basically Zachary's really struggling with his faith. Like, a bit like what Savannah. He's like, I don't understand why my dad would be taken.
Yep.
And it's basically a buddy movie between him and his dead ghost dad, who comes back to try and help him through the grieving process.
Can they go on a road trip?
Yeah.
Good. I'm in.
So back to Andrea needs to die. I think that's a bit harsh.
Well, no. I think Savannah. We had that little glimpse of her being a little bit more angry than she's letting on.
Yeah.
She snaps, kills Andrea, gets sent to prison.
No, I like Savannah.
Zachary's
Come
already
on.
given her the promise ring, though. What's he going to do?
He's got to wait.
Exactly.
But Savannah, maybe in prison, she finds that she likes the more kebabby meat.
Yeah, exactly, Liam. Also, like, let's pretend that last bit, we're not having that in the next movie.
Which bit?
Because like, the Savannah getting sent to prison. That
Okay,
stuff.
okay, yeah.
Because actually, I would much prefer, and this is something that I really wanted to happen, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Miles and Savannah. They
Turn out to be related, brother and sister?
No, they get married,
Right, okay.
become Mavana or Siles.
Yeah.
And the second film deals with Zachary still trying to get with Savannah. That helps with his faith judgment stuff, because he's like, oh, I know that's wrong in the eyes of God.
Yeah.
But he still wants Savannah.
I've had an idea.
Go on.
In the second film.
Yep.
So we do this. So Savannah and Miles get together, right?
Yep.
But Savannah's like, she's still burning a bit of a torch for Zachary. He's that bad boy. He's the one that you shouldn't be with, and like Miles is 100% the safe choice.
Yeah.
But Zachary, he's got something that she just can't quite get out of her head. So obviously, her and Miles are married, so they're having the sex, right?
Yep.
And God's okay with that. But what he doesn't see is when Zachary pops it in the bum.
Sorry. Whose bum?
Huh?
Whose bum?
Savannah's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not. Oh, well, or we could go down the Miles route.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like there's enough seeds of doubt in this film that Miles could be dealing with those sort of demons.
yeah.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think is Christianity, like, I know it's a lot more liberal now, but traditionally quite a conservative view on homosexuality.
It depends on what branches of Christianity you're looking at. There's a lot, because I don't know, because you don't know much about Christianity. Next to nothing. There's like loads of different branches, like all these, they're called denominations.
Yeah.
And they all have different beliefs of what's okay and what's not okay.
Got ya. But so
like,
is it feasible that like Miles, if he was like in the closet, the
if
religion
they're in the
aspect-
American South,
Yeah.
then there's a lot of branches that are very anti homosexuality because they're backwards and fucking stupid.
Yeah. Okay. So that could be an interesting plot point for the next one.
Yeah, I think our second film is going to be so much better than this first film.
What would we call it though?
Sunday School the Musical 2, Dead Dad. What do we call it? Dead Dad.
Dead Ghost
Dead
Dad
Ghost
or
Dad.
something. Yeah,
Dead Ghost Dad.
Okay.
Or GDG for short.
Yeah, I guess.
STM:DGD.
Okay. I'm just checking something. I was just seeing if High School Musical 2 had like a subtitle.
Oh, that's good. That's good. True.
But it doesn't. It's just High School Musical 2. I know the third one is Senior Year, so if we ever manage to make this into a trilogy, we're good.
Sorted. So, Asylum, hire us.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm between you and me, Jack. I don't think in 2 weeks we could do a film better than this. But fuck it, we'll try.
Hell yeah.
Get the cast back.
We're getting the cast back together. Oh, we could make a documentary film about us making Sunday School the Musical 2, Dead Ghost Dad, where we go and get the cast to come back.
We'd have to write some songs.
Yeah, oh yeah, the musical, it's the documentary itself is also a musical.
Yeah, of course. No, honestly though, I know we've had fun talking about this film, and I know we've been very careful not to be too mean-spirited. Yeah. Which I know, maybe I came across sounded like a bit of a dick with that, but I didn't want to just have us bullying.
No, I get your point.
Yeah.
I still like to make a couple of nitpicky points here and there.
Yeah, I think we've done that.
Yeah.
But this was better than I was anticipating.
No, 100%. I went into this film thinking I was going to hate it completely.
Yeah, because you weren't like the hugest fan of High School Musical either.
No, exactly. Yeah, I'm not like I don't have the love for it that you have.
No. I'd like to do Tom's review now, if that's all right.
Yes, go for
it. So Tom's review, I can describe it in 3 words: Jesus, eggs, shit. Knowing about Asylum films and their extensive list of movies, I kind of knew what to expect going in. I too read the review that mentioned it was filmed in 14 days, and by God it shows. My biggest criticism is that the songs felt like they were just normal parts of the script, but sung instead of spoken. I imagine that the movie would be an accurate representation of having that brain aneurysm in the one episode of Scrubs where they are singing and all that. There were unnecessary plot points, like the bubblegum crap and the egg cracking bullshit, as well as unexpected actions like why Zack and that girl, I didn't care enough to remember her name, found common ground way before the movie showed them actually establishing common ground. The redeeming feature to this movie is that if you watch Transmorphers and Snakes on a Train in the same day, it looks like a bloody Oscar winner. Lots of love, Tom, aka, and then he's pimped out his Twitter handle here, at the Tomothy.
He's not wrong.
No, the bubblegum thing is something that wasn't necessary.
No, yeah, it comes up, it's basically that her dad tells her
that her
when her mum was feeling stressed,
her dead mum
would get a piece of bubblegum, put it in her mouth, chew on it, and she'd blow a big old bubble, and she'd put all of the problems in the bubble, and then she said a little prayer, and I can't remember what the prayer is.
No, I've just realised what the third film would be called.
Go on.
Sunday School Musical, Confessional.
Oh, good. That is good.
Yeah.
Nice one, Liam.
Thank you. So I did have a question as well. Obviously, you've got more of a religious background than I have. What sort of religious messages was this film? Because there was a lot of like hymns and stuff, and I wondered, were they specifically chosen to like reinforce parts of the plot, or did they just seem like willy-nilly chosen?
No, yeah, I didn't think so with the hymns. I think it was just because the hymns tended to be sung in like to show that the main choir, the bad choir, were like trying to be a bit too strict in their interpretation.
Okay.
Because like the new choir's like, oh, we're going to sing a hymn, but we're going to sing it and we're going to clap.
Oh, radical.
Genuinely, side note, in the credits, one of the guys who does, he came up in a couple of the credits for the other Asylum films, so he's clearly sort of associated with them. But his like role on the film was like keyboard, something else, and then claps.
Wow.
And I think it's fucking amazing to be credited for the claps.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost a shame that he's not solely credited for the claps.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been more amazing.
That's what he came on. They went, look, this.
These guys can't clap right.
And he went, wait, how are they doing it? They just going, and they went, yeah, just 3 standard claps. And he went, what about a?
Whoa.
Oh, offbeat clap. Very good.
Well, Zachary, come here, make some notes. And he goes like, my name's Chris. I'm like, shut up, Zachary.
Zachary, stop.
This is
Where's
method
Savannah?
acting. You're in character for the whole 14-day shoot.
Someone bring Miles here.
Okay.
Did we get anything else from people about this film? No. Yes.
Not really. Like so Tom did link us to like another review.
Yeah.
Which I did skim read it, but again it was kind of saying what we're saying.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think. Because I didn't want to read like other reviews too much and have my opinion then like shaped by them.
No, yes, I didn't read any reviews.
Yeah, I very much want this to be our thoughts, uncensored.
Just pure nerd on nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Out of 5, Jack. I know this is going to be hard because how do you rate a film like this?
Yeah, because the thing is, right, I want to give it a 1.
That's me. That is me.
But, right, I feel like I should give it a 2. But then if I look at other things that I've given 2s before,
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like this is worse than them.
Okay, so maybe
like in all
1.5?
seriousness, I didn't. Yeah, maybe I think that might be it.
Yeah.
But like that feels low. But like when you compare this to a good film,
yeah,
that's about right.
But can you compare this to a good film?
I mean, it has to be on the same scale, though, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like, out of fairness, it has to be on that this is a film that was released to the world. I have to rate it on that scale.
Yeah.
So I think it's a 1.5.
Okay, I was a little bit more favourable. I'll give it a 2 out of 5.
Okay, that's yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, like it's only because I didn't hate like there's more than like 3 songs that I quite liked, and it is a hard like getting through the first 15 minutes is difficult.
Yeah,
but it does get better.
That's true. It does.
You know, I think as well, like you just have to kind of lower your tolerance levels to this sort of thing.
Yeah, if you go in expecting a good musical that you're going to love, you're wrong.
Yeah, if you expect another High School Musical, no.
Yeah.
This High School Musical is in a league of its own.
Sure.
But genuinely, I would like to thank Tom for recommending this because I probably wouldn't have watched it otherwise, and I am pleased I've watched it.
Yeah. Good job, Tom.
Indeed. So that was that, and I had fun.
Very good, Liam. What, Liam,
Yeah.
are we doing next time?
Alright, so we went to Twitter, we asked for some graphic novel recommendations. Amanda came back, she said Bitch Planet, which I've previously read. I have a little running joke with that, where I go into a comic book shop with Kat, I point to it, and then I quite lightly say, look, that's where you're from, and she hits me.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Doesn't surprise me.
She recommended Blankets, and she recommended Black Hole, and I fed you those recommendations, and you went, nah, and now we're doing Saga Volume 1.
Let's be fair. You fed me those recommendations, and I said, oh, what are they about? And I looked it up.
Yeah, well, that was where you went wrong.
But the thing is, Liam...
No, that's where you went wrong. That was your first mistake.
I mean, it's not a mistake, because it means that I don't have to read them yet.
Yeah.
Which we will.
But now
soon.
you're going to put them off.
No, they're very clearly Liam-type things.
Well, that's why I'm the favourite host.
Sure.
But no, I've tried to read Saga before, and I'll be honest.
I mean, Saga's been on our list for a while.
Yeah, like, I tried to read it and I couldn't get into it. But I actually had the first 2 volumes because I was expecting to like it because I've heard so much good stuff.
Yeah.
So I do need a reason to just sit down and get through the first volume.
Yeah, so there you go.
So I am looking forward to it, but I am also worried that we are going to have a huge falling out.
I don't know if we will.
Well, you like this, right?
I remember liking it, yeah.
So if I come along and I'm like, meh, meh, meh.
How is that any different to what we usually do?
Normally it's you that's going like, meh, meh, meh.
That is not true.
And I have a lot more patience
and
tolerance. And...
Sorry, what are you talking about?
Alright, so here's how it normally goes, Jack. It'll go one of 2 ways. So we watch something, we talk about it, and scenario A would be Jack goes, meh, 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 and I'm like, oh, alright, Jack, why do you feel this way? Yeah, I just do. Alright, well, anything else? Meh, 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 meh. Okay, thank you, Jack. And, you know, so that's how, like, Mumblecores are before sunsets and sunrises, all that sort of stuff.
Sorry, so that's 2 films, yeah.
Yeah, and other things.
What, yeah?
Yeah.
What ones? Just remind me.
I'd have to look into it.
The Christmas films.
Yeah. So, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Christmas Evil. That's 4. We've already gone up to 4, Jack. Now the scenario B is we watch something and it'll have like space in it and aliens and I'll go, oh, what's you that, Jack? And you go, I loved it. I bummed it. 4 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Okay. Any reason? Oh, it's just good. Thanks, Jack. So I'm expecting that from this.
So just as a counterpoint to your argument there, Liam.
Yeah.
I'd say that the 2 scenarios are either we both like the film, we both don't like the film / whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
And then it's probably 50-50 on if one of us doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Because just looking at our list, there are such things as Cowboy Bebop. Nameless is one that I distinctly remember you not liking.
What was Nameless?
That was the graphic novel that I suggested. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. I tried to raise that one.
Yeah, so let's just maybe, Liam, bear in mind that both of us tend to not like stuff.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, okay, so when Liam doesn't like something, to be fair, we just get a lot of moaning and whinging. To be fair, even when I do like something, there's a lot of moaning and whinging.
Are you accusing me of moaning and whinging?
No, me.
Okay, yeah, we both moan and whinge.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I'm not saying I don't. I just
No.
wanted to clarify that we both do that.
Yeah, I think that the key difference between us, and maybe this is what people like, maybe it's not, is that I can still moan and whinge over something that I like.
That's true, yeah. There have been ones that you've given a high rating, and then, like, after having this long complaint, and then suddenly you'll go, 4 out of 5. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Like, Horizon Zero Dawn, I did quite a lot of whinging about, but still 4 out of 5.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You're very discerning in your taste, Liam.
Yeah, I know what I like, and especially what I don't like.
Yeah.
So, listeners, if you have read Saga Volume 1, or if you have recommendations for us to read, watch, experience something on a future episode,
Yep.
why not get in touch?
You can get in touch with us by tweeting us at nerdonnerd, or you can email us at nerdonnerdpod@gmail.com. You can go to our Facebook, which is facebook.com/nerdonnerd pod
Yeah.
with dashes.
No dashes, just
Nerd on Nerd Pod.
Yeah.
/nerdonnerdpod. Where else can they get in contact with us, Liam?
YouTube.
Yep, you can comment on videos.
Yeah.
That's a thing that people do.
Mark did it.
You can also comment on our SoundCloud,
Yeah.
which is SoundCloud/nerd.
We don't have a title for that. It's not necessary.
Cool.
You can rate us on iTunes.
Yeah, you can. Just full high marks, please.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Jack?
Thank goodness for egg salad.
Bye.